As a physician, I devoted years to studying the aging process, believing that growing older inevitably meant becoming weaker and more fragile. But everything I thought I knew was challenged when I met a 98-year-old patient named Evelyn. She wasn't just healthy, her mental sharpness and energy surpassed those of many 30-year-old patients I treat. What amazed me most wasn't her outstanding lab results, but the answer she gave when I asked her what her real secret was. It was a revelation so powerful and scientifically fascinating that it transformed my clinical practice and the way I care for my own health. If you believe longevity is determined only by genetics or expensive supplements, prepare yourself. What she did was simple, accessible, and life-changing, and it may completely reshape the way you think about aging. In my practice, I had grown accustomed to viewing aging as a process of managing decline. But Evelyn was a biological outlier who challenged nearly every expectation. Her cognitive assessments showed a level of mental processing speed that I rarely saw even in people half her age. That was when I truly understood the enormous difference between chronological age and biological age. Modern science suggests that our DNA is not a fixed destiny, but a blueprint influenced by lifestyle and environmental factors through a field known as epigenetics. Although Evelyn had never heard that term, many of her lifelong habits aligned with what researchers now associate with healthy aging and cellular resilience. As I looked more closely at her daily routine, I expected to find an extreme diet or some exceptionally rare genetic advantage. Instead, I discovered something much simpler and in many ways far more profound. Her lifestyle wasn't built around trends, expensive biohacking techniques, or complicated wellness routines. It was rooted in habits that respected the body's natural biological rhythms. It made me realize how disconnected many of us have become from our basic physiological needs in today's fast-paced, overstimulated world. Her approach wasn't just about nutrition, it was about creating the conditions that allowed her body to recover, adapt, and function at its best. The first habit Evelyn shared with me sounded almost too simple to matter, yet the science behind it is remarkably compelling. She smiled and said, "Doctor, I simply stop eating when the sun goes down." While many of us spend the evening snacking in front of the television, her body entered a prolonged period without food, giving her digestive system time to rest. Avoiding late-night meals may help support healthy blood sugar regulation and align eating patterns with the body's natural circadian rhythms. Research suggests that giving the body sufficient time between dinner and breakfast may support healthy metabolism and cellular maintenance. For Evelyn, this wasn't a short-term diet. It was a habit she had practiced consistently for decades. In medicine, we have a name for this natural cleanup process: autophagy. You can think of it as your body's internal recycling system, helping cells break down and remove damaged components so they can be replaced with healthier ones. Autophagy is activated under specific physiological conditions, including periods without eating, and has become an important area of aging research. Evelyn wasn't following a trendy diet or trying to hack her biology. She simply gave her body enough time each night without food, allowing these natural cellular maintenance processes to take place as part of her daily routine. Another detail that fascinated me was her relationship with comfort. Evelyn never felt the need to keep her home at a perfectly controlled temperature all the time. She enjoyed opening the windows, breathing in the cool morning air, and walking outside even on chilly days. Today, researchers recognize that mild, short-term environmental challenges may help the body become more resilient, a concept known as hormesis. Within healthy limits, small stressors such as cool temperatures or regular physical activity can stimulate adaptive responses that support overall health and resilience. Think of it as training for your cells. When we spend all our time in perfectly comfortable environments and avoid physical challenges altogether, our bodies receive fewer signals to adapt. Evelyn's active lifestyle encouraged her muscles, heart, and mitochondria, the tiny structures inside our cells responsible for producing energy, to stay engaged. Regular movement and exposure to everyday physical activity helped her maintain remarkable vitality well into her 90s. Her body never stopped practicing the skills required to stay strong because she never stopped asking it to use them. But the part of our conversation that truly changed me had nothing to do with nutrition or exercise. It was about her mind. I asked how she could remember details from books she had read more than 50 years earlier with such incredible clarity. She smiled and said something I'll never forget. I never let my brain believe I'd retired. Evelyn never stopped learning. She read newspapers, experimented with new recipes, managed her own finances, and stayed curious about new technology. She treated her brain like a muscle that needed to be challenged every single day. Today, neuroscience suggests that lifelong learning helps build what's known as cognitive reserve. By continuously exposing herself to new ideas and experiences, Evelyn was encouraging her brain to form and strengthen neural connections through a process called neuroplasticity. While many people gradually narrow their routines as they age, she continued expanding her world. Her curiosity wasn't simply a personality trait, it became one of the habits that supported healthy brain function throughout her life. After hearing her story, I realized that modern medicine often focuses on lifespan, how long we live, while Evelyn embodied something equally important: health span, the number of years we remain healthy, active, and independent. As a physician, that conversation completely changed my perspective. Her mental sharpness at 98 wasn't the result of luck or extraordinary genetics alone. It reflected decades of small, consistent habits that respected her body's natural biology. In that moment, I knew these lessons were too valuable to keep only within the walls of my clinic. They deserved to be shared with everyone. I began applying what I now call the Evelyn Protocol in my own life, and the changes were noticeable almost immediately. The first habit I adopted was giving my digestive system a longer overnight break by finishing dinner earlier in the evening. Before long, my sleep quality improved, and I woke up feeling more mentally refreshed. By allowing my body a longer period without food overnight, I was giving it the opportunity to carry out many of its normal maintenance processes. It wasn't about depriving myself of food, it was about recognizing that the human body wasn't designed to be digesting meals around the clock. Like every complex system, it needs periods of rest to function at its best. Another practice I now encourage is regularly challenging the nervous system in small but meaningful ways. If you want to preserve mental sharpness as you age, you have to give your brain new problems to solve. Brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand. Take a different route during your daily walk. Learn one new word in another language every day. These simple challenges encourage your brain to stay engaged and adaptable. When life becomes entirely automatic, your brain has fewer reasons to build and strengthen new neural pathways. Healthy cognitive aging isn't something that happens by accident. It's the result of consistently giving your mind reasons to keep learning. What impressed me most about Evelyn was that she never viewed these habits as sacrifices. She saw them as investments in her future independence. Every healthy meal, every walk outdoors, and every new book she read was another brick in the foundation of a vibrant old age. Today, when I look at my patients, I no longer focus only on treating the symptoms they have today. I also think about the choices they're making that will shape their health 20, 30, or even 40 years from now. The greatest lesson Evelyn taught me is that aging doesn't have to be defined by decline. With consistent healthy habits, it can become a process of adaptation, resilience, and continued growth. Even after I thought I understood every part of Evelyn's physical routine, I still felt there was one piece missing. As a physician, I'd met countless people in their 70s who had quietly given up on learning, growing, or setting new goals. They were simply waiting for time to pass. But Evelyn was different. There was a spark of curiosity in her eyes that no blood test could explain. So I finally asked the question I'd been wondering all along. Evelyn, what mindset has kept your brain so sharp? She smiled gently and answered with words I'll never forget. Doctor, I simply never gave my body permission to stop being useful. That sentence stayed with me for days. She explained that many people unknowingly send themselves a powerful psychological message after retirement or later in life, that their most meaningful contributions are behind them. Evelyn believed the opposite. Every morning she woke up with a purpose, no matter how small. Sometimes it was caring for a new plant. Other times it was helping a neighbor, learning something new from the newspaper, or tackling a problem she'd never solved before. She believed that remaining mentally, socially, and emotionally engaged gave her life direction. She wasn't focused on growing older, she was far too busy continuing to live. Biologically, what Evelyn was describing aligns with what modern research calls a sense of purpose and its influence on healthy aging. Studies have found that people who report having a strong purpose in life often experience better physical and mental health outcomes as they grow older. Researchers continue to investigate the biological mechanisms involved, including the role of telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of our chromosomes, which are associated with cellular aging. While many factors influence longevity, maintaining a meaningful reason to stay engaged with life appears to support emotional well-being, healthier behaviors, and greater resilience over time. Her perspective changed my own life because I realized that I too had been living many days on autopilot, viewing health simply as the absence of disease. As a physician, I had focused on repairing what was already broken. Evelyn taught me that healthy aging begins long before illness appears. I started seeing my patients through a different lens. Those who maintained close relationships, stayed curious, and continued contributing to others often seemed to age with greater vitality than those who withdrew from life. The mind sets the direction for the rest of the body. When we continue pursuing meaningful goals, we are more likely to engage in the daily habits that support long-term health. If you're listening right now, you may think longevity depends only on what you eat or how often you exercise. Those things certainly matter, but Evelyn's story reminds us that the way we think about our lives matters too. Ask yourself, what gives me a reason to get out of bed tomorrow? If you've lost that sense of purpose, it's never too late to create a new one. It doesn't have to be something extraordinary. It could be learning a new skill, mentoring someone, volunteering, caring for your family, or pursuing a passion you've always postponed. Purpose influences motivation, and motivation helps sustain the healthy habits that support both body and mind. Now that you know the principles Evelyn lived by, how can you apply them in your own life? The first step is creating a consistent overnight fasting window. Try to finish your last meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bedtime whenever possible. This isn't simply about reducing calories, it's about giving your digestive system time to rest and aligning your eating schedule with your body's natural circadian rhythms. During overnight fasting, your body carries out many important maintenance processes, and good sleep becomes an essential part of healthy aging. The second step is embracing healthy, manageable challenges. Spend more time outdoors. Take a walk in the fresh air. Allow yourself to experience natural changes in temperature within safe and comfortable limits instead of constantly seeking perfectly controlled environments. Regular movement in nature combines physical activity, sunlight, fresh air, and mental relaxation, all of which contribute to overall health. Our bodies evolved to interact with the natural world, and many people find that spending time outside improves both physical and emotional well-being. Finally, protect your brain through lifelong learning. Choose a skill you've always wanted to develop and dedicate at least 20 minutes each day to practicing it. Learn a new language, play a musical instrument, read about a subject you've never explored, or challenge yourself with puzzles and problem-solving activities. The goal isn't perfection, it's keeping your brain engaged. Throughout life, the brain retains an incredible ability to adapt through neuroplasticity, forming new neural connections in response to learning and experience. Remember Evelyn's greatest lesson: never let your brain believe its purpose has ended. As long as curiosity remains alive, your mind continues to grow. Making these changes may seem challenging in a world that constantly encourages sedentary habits and around-the-clock consumption. But remember this: your genetics are only the blueprint. You help shape the final outcome through the choices you make every day. As a physician, I've seen growing scientific evidence support many of these healthy lifestyle habits in clinical practice. Longevity isn't something you're simply lucky enough to inherit. It's a journey built through small, consistent decisions repeated over time. Evelyn didn't reach the age of 98 by being perfect every single day. She got there by staying consistent and respecting the basic biological principles that benefit all of us. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these habits do you feel is the most important for you to work on right now? Is it giving your digestive system more time to rest overnight, spending more time outdoors, or challenging your mind by learning something new? Leave the word longevity in the comments below and share one health goal you're committed to achieving. I read as many comments as I can because I truly believe that sharing our experiences turns information into action and helps build a community where we can encourage one another to live healthier lives. If this video changed the way you think about healthy aging, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our upcoming evidence-based health videos. My goal is to translate complex scientific research into simple practical habits you can actually use in everyday life. And if you found this video valuable, please share it with someone you care about, someone you hope will stay healthy, active, and by your side for many years to come. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.